This video is brought to you by the Seattle Seahawks. No, not really. Maybe inadvertently, but we'll get to that. This video is actually about misinformation attacks. What is it about misinformation or fake news that can be considered an attack? It is when that misinformation or fabrication or lie leads to real world consequences. This can include violence, political unrest. What we're really going to focus on here is more public perception. So basically, this is like a smear campaign against somebody or an organization using tech to do so. Now, the reason I bring up the Seahawks is because of a friend of mine. He goes by the name Baker Breadman. Did I ask him to use his X account and to present it in this way? No. Why? Because he didn't ask them to do this. This is a page where he makes fake Seahawks news on X or Twitter to get people riled up, essentially. What they ended up doing was having one of the most successful fake information, false news, fake news, misinformation, whatever, campaigns that I've ever seen, where they made everyone believe that Baker Mayfield, right? They went into the Seahawks Pro Shop, they changed the HTML to Baker Mayfield, and then they added a Photoshop version of a Baker Mayfield jersey, right? And it was all over the news. It went everywhere. It was fake. This is fake news. It was meant as a joke. It's not malicious, but it had real world consequences. Now, I've done my best to cover up and change some things in here so that the actual organization does not get outed, that it doesn't give people ideas on how to attack others. I don't know if that's avoidable at this point. But what I've done is I've changed a few words on this to kind of prove a point. One of which is found right here. As you can tell, this is like a religious organization. And why would they have capital poop? That doesn't make sense. And look, there's another one. That's incredible. So what happens here is you end up going into inspect, pulling out, and seeing that the language was changed. I changed it on my end, not on the actual website, but on my end to view here. It's the same as the fake tweet. This is how they do it. You go through here, you can change this. Now, this can be detrimental to organizations like this. If somebody comes in, changes a bunch of script on here, and takes a screenshot and then posts it and says, XYZ organization believes ABC. This can affect the reputation of this organization. That's no good. Noted, I will be sending this video to these organizations specifically as a, hey, check this out. What I had found concerning, especially for these organizations, is that they utilize service providers to build their digital infrastructure. They get websites, they get all sorts of stuff from a one-stop shop. Now, I've noticed multiple websites from a specific company. I'm not going to call them out. Again, I'll be sending this to them individually. Is a lot of the websites that I've seen from this company have this vulnerability, and I don't know if they've really thought about it as a vulnerability. Seeing how effective that Twitter page was at causing sports news disruption should really push home how important this is to secure. We are at the site of the original victim, and we're picking on Cooper Kupp because he's new. Looking at the other website, somebody with very little knowledge can come in and change that. By right-clicking, hitting inspect on this website, it's bringing up a bunch of JavaScript call, right? Calling on JavaScript to bring content to the website. We can still attack with a right-click, inspect, come find Kupp, edit as HTML. We're going to replace your last name with poop. Why? Because I'm immature and it is easy to spot when it doesn't belong. Right-click a specific element, especially if it's text, inspect, it'll bring up what it is. We'll come up over here, hit free. Again, because I'm immature, and it shows up easily. You can spot it really quickly. Get rid of right click. Don't make it so easy. I know you can still come over here. This is Brave browser. Go more tools, go into dev tools, and then you have to go through and actually like find this stuff. All these files are named something else. This takes work. Why make it easy? If somebody knows what they're doing, they'll still be able to find it. They'll still be able to pull it off. Don't make it easy on them. I mean, it's just harder to find. I mean, I don't know anything about their website structure, so this'll take me a while. Unless I was really motivated, I would have to do a lot of work to get there. And I don't think a lot of people are that motivated. Unless you really, really hurt their feelings. Simple script, modify it for your company, your organization, your website. But essentially, something like this is meant to stop from being able to right click. Now, there are workarounds. You could turn off JavaScript. Like there's things you can do to get around this, but your average person isn't going to know how to do that. It's going to be too much work, what have you. Just how simple it was for me to go in there, right click, change a word should be motivation enough for you to just copy and paste something like this and probably prevent any of this from happening. The idea behind putting something like this in there is to just be another hurdle that somebody has to go over to do what they want to do. So to wrap this all up, I will be sending this video to certain organizations to help them, hopefully, or to highlight the importance of taking care of this, especially if you're providing a service to other organizations who might be vulnerable to misinformation attacks. What you can do is implement a lot of JavaScript to be able to pull content to your website. That way, there's nothing they can really edit. You can add a JavaScript script to eliminate right click just to make things more difficult. You want to obfuscate your information so it's not easy to read. You're going to have watermarking on really important content. You'll have server-side access controls. If I was to get any point across, yes, this improving website security kind of across the board for everybody is fine and dandy. The biggest thing I would want to put out there is verify everything. Don't believe anything, verify it. I hope you find this helpful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.